All right, it's TSOU Podcast. It's your boy Dre right here in the Carolinas. And in the studio, I have Jameka Shatek Murphy, 24K Enterprise. What's up, Jameka?
Hello, how are you?
I am doing great. How about you?
I am well. I'm happy to be here.
All right, so now how can I categorize what you do? Is it social media manager? No?
No,
What is it?
I am a brand strategist.
Brand strategist.
Yes.
Now, what makes that different from digital marketer?
Because a digital marketer is not necessarily concerned with your brand. They're concerned in what you're putting out in a digital form. However, I'm concerned with your whole entire brand. Your logo, the look, the brand messaging, everything. It's not just on social media or in a digital form. It's everything. How you dress, everything about your brand.
So is that's kind of like a PR person almost?
Yes, and I actually used to say I don't do PR. However, when I broke it down with my manager, who is my sister, she was like, "You do PR. You do. That's what you do. You do PR as well." So yes,
All right. So how difficult is it to be? Well, is it difficult to be a brand manager when it comes to your tasks and duties?
the people make it difficult.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's not difficult, but the people can make it difficult. Even though they don't try to, sometimes some people don't know who they are. And I like to incorporate who they are into their brand. Or if they already had a brand and then I come along and we have to dismantle everything and they're like stuck on a certain thing and a color and all this stuff. And I'm like, but it doesn't really go with your mission, your vision. So that can be a task sometime.
Yeah.
Yes.
So so basically, are you building brands? Or are you taking an existing brand and developing that?
I do both. However, most of the ones that I have to that are existing, they need to be tore down and built back up. So brand building is what we specialize in. And that's just not even just a business, that also could be your personal brand, your personal image as a person. Because sometimes there are people that are speakers or podcasters, something in that nature, and they need to have a brand as well. They need to have a bio. They need to have all these things to represent themselves to the media or whomever they're going to be pitching themselves to. And that's something else that we do. We help you come up with your pitch, your elevator pitch, all of that stuff.
So this is on digital media and off digital media that you do this.
Yes.
Okay. A day in the life of a brand manager. Start from the morning. How does that work? What are the steps you go through?
Okay. The first thing I do is I wake up and I pray.
Yeah.
Because I'm wondering what's going to happen today. And I pray for that. Like, whatever's going to happen, God, give me the strength and the knowledge to handle the things that come my way. Secondly, is checking text messages and emails because my clients will email or text anytime of the day, anytime of the night. So I check those, see what's important, what needs to be handled right away, and what can wait. And if it's something that needs to be handled right away, I'll go ahead and take care of that. The next thing I'm doing is with some of my clients, I do manage their social media as well. I'm checking their social media. I'm seeing if they have any messages, seeing if there's any comments that need to be deleted or anything like that. So that's how my morning goes,
Right.
and making phone calls to them or text messages about the day, what we need to be doing on today, what issues may be coming up, or whatever happened on the next day. Um, that's most of the morning time. And around noon, I may be creating different things, whether it's flyers or working on websites, checking schedules, and getting all that stuff taken care of. Yeah.
That sounds like. Are you 24-hour service?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
24-hour brand manager service. So, tell me, like, what inspired you to get to this point of being a brand manager?
For some reason, I love what a brand can be for someone. What an image like that you can be. Like, okay, one of my favorite people is LeBron James. And I love the way he brands himself and not just um talking about his logo or anything like that, even the narratives that he had. People don't like some of how he controlled the narrative. I love that he does because you're in control of your own destiny. And if not, the media will eat you alive. I've always just been fascinated with those type of things when I was a little girl, like even the McDonald's commercials and Pepsi commercials and what everything meant. Like, okay, why did they have this? Or even Wendy's. That was like one of my favorites too. I remember like sitting in the Wendy's on Picken Avenue and looking and like, what is that? And like, what? Why is this little girl named Wendy? And just looking at the colors and everything, just fascinated by brands. So I was like, well, maybe I can do more research on it and incorporate that into my life somehow.
Yeah, because it sounds like you just driven based off who you are.
Yeah, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
And I don't um I don't have a lot of sympathy for people that aren't.
Wait,
And
wait, what that mean? What does that mean?
I feel like we have to create our own destiny, and some people just sit back and they don't do anything about their circumstances. And that bothers me. And I know it probably shouldn't, but it do. I come from a place where the education system was like the lowest, but my mother didn't let that stop me. She knew where we lived, what our zip code was, and she was like, "Okay, this is where we are. We don't have a whole lot of money, but I'm gonna buy you books. I'm gonna educate you beyond what they think the people in this neighborhood can be." And so, seeing that and seeing some of my uncles that were, uh, they didn't graduate high school, they didn't know how to read, they didn't know how to do a lot of things. However, they still had the hustle in them to make things happen.
Right.
So we have to make it happen. And people just sit there and complain, like, ew, that bothers me. Like, get up, find something to do, and make it happen. It's so many resources. And us as Black people, we have to use the resources around each other instead of just trying to keep and gatekeep everything to ourselves. If we help one another, all of us could be thriving.
Interesting you said gatekeep. Do you feel like there's an atmosphere that we're not sharing support or not supporting each other and sharing resources to elevate one another?
Yes, I do. And I think it's a fear of the other person getting ahead. However, and we can do so much better if we share. We
Yeah.
share resources. Like we all have different talents. We all can be great in different ways. However, if you tell me, "Hey, I know about a grant like that you
Mm,
can get." Some people won't even do that because you know what? They thinking you're gonna get ahead a little bit faster than them. But the thing is, we're not the enemy of each other. We have to try to come up to another level because we're already behind. We
right.
we we keeping each other in slavery, really,
Yeah.
because we're not helping each other. We don't want to share because we're jealous or we just don't want the next person to get there before us.
Right.
We give them a little piece of the cookie instead of the recipe. Like, nah, here, you take the recipe, you go cook it up, and you do what you need to do for you and your family.
Right. Right. Do you what type of clients do you work with when it comes to brand? Do you have specific clients?
Most of my clients are small businesses and nonprofits. And I do like working with small businesses because often they do not have the finances to hire major companies to do their their brand strategy or social media marketing. And also as a confidence coach, I can help them. A lot of my clients they take advantage of both of those. So I meet with them um outside of just brand stuff and we work through life situations. So I do like that because often people have a hard time explaining their brand or building a brand because it's something in their life that's keeping them from expressing themselves. So we work through that as well.
It sounds like you build a relationship with your clients.
Very much so. Yes.
Yeah, because yeah, that's very interesting that you said it that way. Getting to know, because that's important, right? You got to get to know them because to flesh out the brand, and I know for this for a fact, the brand has to speak to who the person is, right? That personality comes out through the brand, and I guess when you're talking with them and you, um, I don't know, do you have lunch and dinner with
Yes, yes.
them?
Depending on the person, it may be lunch, it may be tea, it may be drinks.
Yeah,
Depending on the person and who they are and what their timing is like and what atmosphere I find may be best for them to relax. Because that's another thing. I need you to relax and just talk to me. But most of them don't have that issue. They talk to
right.
me.
And you said what kind of coach?
Confidence coach.
Now I've never heard of confident coach. Can you? What is that?
A confidence coach is someone that helps you build up the confidence that you are lacking in your life. And a lot of people are just afraid or they have imposter syndrome. And with me, I'm going to break that out of you. Like, I'm going to push you past your limits. I'm going to help you get to the point to where you're okay speaking in front of other people. You're okay speaking to someone about your brand. You're okay walking through life, not just in your brand, just period. Like I come across that so much that people lack the confidence to just be themselves.
Right.
Just be. And that happens from whatever in life that they endured. You know, you get knocked down. If you get knocked down enough, you are not going to feel confident getting back up and walking tall because you're going to feel like I've been knocked down so many times. Let me put my head down and try not to get knocked down again. So it's hard to walk confidently through life when you've been knocked down so much. So I help them build back up that confidence in small different ways.
See, I would have thought just being a brand what's strategist.
Mhm.
That's what it is. Yeah, you're going to work with my brand, but you're telling me that when someone works with you, they're going to get more.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
And that's why I actually stopped taking clients where I just do social media. Like because I want that relationship. If you want someone to just do social media, I can hook you up with someone that can do that.
Right.
Like I have other people that, are under me that can do that. But for me, I want to get to you in the soul of you, in the soul of your brand to really let it flourish.
Yeah. But at one point you were digital marketing or no?
It's all in there,
Okay.
but it's really because I do that for a lot of my clients.
Right.
However, I don't do that alone.
Okay.
It has to be I'm your brand strategist, and then I work on your social media.
Hmm.
But I'm not, and I used to do it like, oh, okay, you want someone, and they don't need me to work on their brand. Just that I used to, but
Right.
it's something about it that's soulless to me.
Soulless.
Yes. When I write a caption, I want it to sound like you. I don't want it to sound like me. So if I never get a chance to really connect with you, it's gonna sound like me or
Right.
it's gonna sound generic. So for me, it's soulless and everything I do is from the heart and soul. So I need that connection for it to do well.
Right. What's the most difficult part of your job? I know
Hmm.
we said people, but does that entail? What does that entail when it comes to? Well, maybe it's not just people. Maybe it's just organizing. But what's the most difficult part about it?
Getting them to see the vision that I see.
Okay.
I see down the road, maybe 6 months, 3 months, they see what's right in front of them. And sometimes, even though they trust me and they believe in me, it's very difficult for them to have faith in what I'm trying to get them to do and say, if you do this, this is going to be the results. And so that's the most difficult part for me,
Yeah.
like getting them to trust me. And when they do, they be like, you know what, you really did, or getting them to believe in themselves the way I do. And that's another part of trusting.
Yeah.
Like I had someone tell me, and this was like I'm talking about years. Like this person I actually managed as a singer. like when she was 5 and 6 years old.
Mhm.
And now she's in her 30s and she's coming to understand everything that I told her back then, or even a few years ago when I would just kind of push her, or I'll put a video out of her singing and she was like, "Oh God, I didn't want that out there." But now she see why I was doing it, why I was pushing her. So like it took years,
Yeah.
but she's now seeing the vision of what I saw for her a long time ago.
Right. How do you measure success when it comes to your clients?
From their goals. Like whatever their goals are, and we go through that like every month or 3 months. If we reach their goals and realistic goals, if we reach their realistic goals, then that's success. And everyone goals are different.
Yeah.
Some people, that's why social media, I don't want to base it off that, because yes, you can get a lot of followers and you can have a lot of views, but if you have a business, are you making money?
Yeah.
Because I tell people I want more followers. Woo, woo. Do you want more followers or do you want more people coming in the door paying money? Because
Right.
anybody could follow, anybody could like a post, they could like a reel, but are they walking into your store and buying something?
Right.
So sometimes I have to make that plain to them too. Like, don't get caught up in social media because it's a lot of people on social media that's popular and broke. And you don't want to be that person.
Right. Because, you know, you may see someone that seems very successful because of posts. They may have thousands of followers, but we don't
Mhm.
really know, like, especially we don't know how they're doing on the back end.
Right.
So yeah, I understand what you're saying on that.
And sometimes it takes a lot to put into social media for them people. So they might be spending more than they're actually making
Yeah.
because they're putting a lot out. So I always tell people, what do you want? Like, and I don't take everybody on as a client.
Right.
So I talk, what's your why? And that right there will tell me if that's my client.
Yeah.
What's your why? If you say, I just want to make some money, okay, that's wonderful. Here's a number for someone you can call because it's not going to be Jamaica. No, soulless.
Yeah.
I I need
Oh,
something.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
see what you're saying. Soulless. Yeah.
I need something that is deeper. If you say I want to create a legacy for my children, okay, like we can work with that. If you say I really love making quilts and I think I can make money from this, okay, we can work with that. If
Yeah.
you say, my grandmother baked cakes and she always wanted to sell them, so now I want to take over, we can work with that.
Yeah.
Because when the money's not good and you're not getting attention, you still holding on to that why. But if all you care about is the money, you're gonna be shaky when that money's not coming in. And I need to build a real good relationship with you. And if it's built on money, it's gonna fall every time.
How important is branding itself?
Top of the top, in my opinion. Because when we look at certain things, we remember it because of the brand.
Right.
Whether it's what they're saying or the colors or what emotion they're afflicting,
Yeah.
like it's important.
Yeah.
Like I was just talking to my husband about Publix, and Publix, when they have their commercials, they never tell you what's on sale. They never say, "Oh, we got chicken, 5.99 a pound." No, you see families.
Yeah.
You see people enjoying life. You see life. Apple,
Yeah.
they rarely promote a product unless it's something new. They promote a feeling.
Right. And yep. And the motto is it's the experience, right? Versus the product.
Yes. And I think a while ago maybe it was all about just like, the actual product. But I think during the pandemic, we started to buy more into the brands a little bit more because we had time to actually pay
Right.
attention to things. And I saw a major shift in a lot of brands with the emotions. Now, some of those brands was playing on our emotions
Yeah.
and the Black Lives Matter stuff and all this stuff. So they started to get deep with that. But I did see a big change. So emotion is something major that people connect to. Like I'm not buying that. I mean, look at what's going on with Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, not to get into
Yeah.
politics,
I know what
but
you're talking about though.
like,
Yeah, the mass what's it called? Exodus.
yeah,
Well, they'll be back.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because like people do look at your brand and then they
Yeah,
connect to your brand like it's on a personal level.
exactly.
Like I want to go there because it was Starbucks. Like
Right.
start that coffee and stuff is not that great, but
Nope.
like they built a brand that
That's what it's
people
about.
want to be a part of. Like they want to hold that cup in their hand. So that's important.
Yeah.
Like that's important. People branding themselves is important. Who you are every day, you need to brand yourself. Like the other day, I was having a conversation with somebody about branding and colors, and she was trying to plan out an outfit that she was going to wear to a pop up vendor event, and it was like rodeo themed. But I said, okay, you still gonna wear your logo? And she was like, well, it's rodeo theme. I said, okay, but still, you need to wear your stuff in your colors. And I said, my brand colors are red, black, and green. What do I have on today? And she looked at me and I had on red, black, and gold. I said green earlier. I was thinking about blackness, sorry.
Mhm.
But gold. Red,
Goals.
black, and gold. Red, black, and green is my color too, all the
Yep.
time.
Gotcha.
But like I had on a black shirt, gold sneakers, and my bracelets are red. Like I'm always gonna walk in something that is about my brand because it's me. It's who I am.
Right. It makes a lot of sense. So at your happiest, when you have achieved your goal, what does that look like? Like, what are you? How do you celebrate? Do you celebrate at all when you've achieved something that you set out to achieve when it comes to your clients?
No, I
You don't break out
don't.
the champagne.
I don't. That is interesting. I don't because I'm actually thinking about the next thing.
Going to the next.
Yes. Yeah. I'm actually thinking about what are we gonna do next? That was great. That was cool. Now I encourage them to do it,
Yeah.
but I don't. I'm always thinking about the next thing.
So me and you are like that because I'll kick out something, and I'm just on to the next. Once I get it out of my system, it's on to the next. It's like a constant run. Okay, I guess we just driven like that, right?
Yeah.
All right. So 24K. Before we wrap this up, how did you come up with the name 24K Enterprise?
Oh, that is a good question. Okay, so for all the listeners and anyone that don't know me, when I was 17 years old, I was burned in a fire. And I always think about in the Bible, and then when you go through fire and you come out pure gold, well, pure gold is 24 carats. So that's where that came from. Like,
Wow.
because I went through the fire and I'm here. I survived. I showed that I'm still pure. I'm pure. I am real. I am here. And I'm here to sprinkle a little magic of gold everywhere I go.
Wow. That is amazing. I got to give you. That's an amazing story for your brand, right?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
good backstory, right? A
Yes.
true backstory.
Yes, it is.
That's definitely connected to the heart. So, how can people reach out to you who want to know more about your business, and may even want your services?
You can go to my website, which is 24kenterprise.com, or you can find me on Facebook as Jameka Shatek Murphy, or you can look up the business 24K Enterprise Consulting. You can Google it as well. We're there. Yeah, I'm open if your why is not just about money.
Wow, wow. All right, Jameka Shatek
Yes, that's correct.
Murphy, 24K Enterprise. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.